So back to whatever I was saying about how great these kids are. It's I have a lot of friends who teach at these fancy dancy 7A schools and 6A schools down the road, like Hamilton, and they're always griping about, I can never find a piano player. And it just breaks my heart to tell them that that's one thing we have an abundance in. So I appreciate Mr. Miles back there. He's going to play some piano later on for us. And even Grace Rutherford, a saxophone player, she's going to be featured in our halftime show next year on the field playing. So it's just crazy to me that in little old Gurdon, Arkansas, where the biggest thing is lumber, we got piano players like crazy. The very first piece we're going to play is called Alternate Time, just to continue with the time theme. But it's insane to me, whenever I first got this piece of music and handed it out to these kids, I remember the look on their faces because they were terrified. Because most of our band literature that we play in the younger years all revolve around 4. And what I mean by that is 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's pretty much the gist of it. With this piece, it changes time every single measure. And it goes between 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, to 3, which is 1, 2, 3. It has some 6, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It has some 2, 4, 1, 2, and it just changes the entire time that we play. And it's very, very intricate, and these kids have done an outstanding job, and I think you will agree whenever you hear Alternate Time. So if you remember back to the earlier conversation about usually we just throw something fast at you and get it out of the way and make you forget about the middle tune, once again, we're doing something a little different. I get so frustrated with these group of students on a daily basis, and it's always my fault because I forget that they've only been playing their horns for like 2 years, 3 years at the most. And so my expectations are always way up here, and it wasn't until probably mid to late last week, that's the reason why I stopped getting on you so much, if you remember. I went, these kids are still kids, and they have 1,000 things going on. And the piece of music we're about to play is called Joyful is the Morning Sun by Matt Conaway, I believe. I forget the names. And it's such a delicate piece of music that most second and third year groups wouldn't touch because it's very exposed, it's very melodic, and it has a lot of deep phrasings. And my favorite thing in the world is to brag on your kids. And I think that you're going to be able to brag on them after you hear this piece of music. To end the junior highs portion of the concert, we're going to play a piece called At Sunrise by Rob Ramine. This piece has an interesting backstory that I won't bore you to death with. Just know that one night I was on my computer with my wife nagging to me, why are you still working? It's like 11 o'clock at night. And I found this piece of music, and I heard it, and I fell in love with it, and I said, junior high band's gonna play that. And so I just ordered it. And then it showed up, and we were looking at it, and the kids were mortified. And I was like, what's going on? I don't understand. Well, in the band world, we have a bunch of different rhythms. And most of the time, we stick to like whole notes, which is like they get 4 beats, 4 of them things for a long period of time. Half notes, they get 2 of them. And then quarter notes, they get 1. And then eighth notes get half. So it'd be like ta-ta, 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 ta-ta. And then we have 16th notes, which are like ta-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. We usually don't get outside of that realm in the junior high band. Well, this piece of music has 32nd notes, which is really, really fast. And so they're all looking at me like, how do I count this? And I was like, I don't even know, but we'll figure it out together. And so they have worked extremely hard on this piece. And this is the one I was talking about I get really frustrated with, but then I remember their second and third year players. And only thing I can say, the last thing I'll say about this group is, holy cow, the amount of potential that this program has sitting on this stage. And I think you will agree. That's you. All right, here we go. keep a hold of your instrument, and we'll see. Just set it over here.
It's a kid. Mr. West, are you going to call us up for
Yeah. Okay, the last group that's going to come to the stage is our beginning band. So you guys go ahead and go get your instruments and come up, make your set the way you need to make it. Interesting fact while we're waiting, the beginning band never plays together. These students are set in their own classes throughout the entire school year. One class is beginning brass and percussion. The other one is beginning woodwinds. And the only time they get to play together is when Mr. West pulls a lot of strings with a lot of teachers to pull them out of class. We have a great faculty here at Gurdon, and they're usually more than willing to let us do that. And so I just wanted to say we're very appreciative of that. What? Okay, tell me afterwards. So as soon as I get up here, they're going to play their first piece called Alternate Time, just the beginning band. And they're really excited if you can't tell. And then we'll get some guests to come up and play with the other pieces.